Okay, today this is the final episode in our cruise series. Today we're going to be showing you Freeport and show you our excursion. And then we're going to wrap up the video talking about how the cruise was overall and how Carnival got us back to Baltimore after the bridge collapse. So today we're in Freeport and we're on the bus heading to our excursion, which is going to be kayaking through the mangroves of Lucayan National Park. So we are a group of 12 with one guide to lead us. When we first started out on the kayaking excursion, the area was very wide. It was pretty easy to navigate through, but you'll see as we continue to kayak, the mangrove trees kind of close in on us. At one point, our instructor has us take apart our paddles and we kind of maneuver the kayak canoe style, which was definitely a challenge because the passages got quite small. We saw a number of different birds. You could look down and see fish in the water. And at one point, we're going to show you some upside down jellyfish, which were just so cool to see. And the water is so clear, you can see them so easily. So the Lucayan National Park was established in 1982. There's about 1,900 acres in total. It contains an underwater cave system here. It also has Gold Rock Beach, just a really beautiful area full of wildlife. So if you're interested in knowing more about this excursion, we booked this right through the Carnival site. This was called Kayaking, Nature, Gold Rock Beach, and Gardens. Now, this was our priciest excursion. This was over $100 a person to do this, but in our opinion, this was absolutely well worth it. We kayaked for over 90 minutes. We spent time at a beautiful beach, as you'll see, and we got to go to some gorgeous gardens. So this was a very well-planned and well-executed excursion. So like I mentioned, the water is super clear, and our guide had mentioned that we would see Cassiopeia, which are upside down jellyfish, and they can often be found in these shallow mangrove swamps. And if you look carefully through some of the parts when we're showing you the water, you'll be able to see them. They almost look like flowers or like starfish on the bottom of the floor. They're really cool looking. They were white in color. So we went on this excursion with my sister's family. So my youngest nephew was about to turn 6. So you can really take young kids on this excursion. I'd say it appeals to a wide range of children and adults. And then we all kind of had some kayaking experience, but if you didn't have experience, you still could go on this trip. And the guide was there to give you some instruction and things like that. So really just such a beautiful area. And this was a splurge, this excursion. But by doing the free beach and the cheaper excursion the other day, we felt like this was what we wanted to splurge on. So along the way while we were kayaking, we saw some turtle grass. So this is like a marine seagrass, and it forms meadows in like sandy or muddy locations, and that it's a super important habitat and feeding ground for turtles and certain types of fish. So it was really pretty to look down and see the grass swaying with the current. On so many of the mangrove trees, there were little snails sitting on them. So we all stopped for a few minutes for our guide to give us some final instructions about where we would exit with the kayaks. Our guide was awesome. He was such a wealth of knowledge. He made sure that everybody in the group knew what they were doing. It was really an excellent experience kayaking with him. Charles, they're over there. Paddling through the mangroves was so beautiful. We saw so many birds. We saw a special type of jellyfish, lots of fish in the water, and it was challenging to stay through the tight passages and to navigate around the mangroves, but definitely beautiful and well worth it. It was an awesome tour, and our guide Sam taught us a lot about the different plants and animals found on the island. So we kayaked today in the one of the national parks here in the Bahamas. Just absolutely beautiful area. It's so wonderful that it's been protected, and a really special place. This is Gold Rock Beach. It's the longest wild beach on the island of Grand Bahama, and it's a very secluded area. The watercolor is just absolutely beautiful. So this beach is a part of the Lucayan National Park. So we were able to just get off our kayaking excursion and walk down to this Gold Rock Beach. This was included as part of our tour, and we got to spend a good bit of time here swimming and exploring the beach. Gold Rock Beach here in the Bahamas in Freeport. It is gorgeous. Water is so clear, you can actually see your feet. Alright, so the craziest thing about this beach is we basically kind of have it to ourselves. There's like nobody here. It's amazing. The water was nice and warm here. We swam, we walked all up and down the beach. We saw some curly-tailed lizards and found some seashells here. So we had a set amount of time in our excursion that we could spend on the beach. And then we had one final stop on our tour, and that's to the Garden of the Groves in Freeport. It's a 12-acre botanical garden that has over 10,000 species of plant life. There's a lot of wildlife here, so we're going to show you what that looked like. So in our opinion, the Garden of the Groves was the perfect way to wrap up our excursion in Freeport. So this botanical garden was absolutely beautiful. They had a food court where you could get food. We didn't have time to do that, but we did get some sodas, and the adults got some beer, and we walked around the gardens and just took in all the beautiful scenery. The little kids on the tour, my nephew was just so excited when he'd see different plants or when he'd see the ducks or the cats that roam the garden. My teenager loves plants and I love plants, so we were just taking pictures of all the beautiful flowers. There were some stores if you wanted to shop here. But a really, really cool garden and a super nice way to end the day. We really liked visiting this place. We are back on the boat. Believe it or not, we had to be back by 1 o'clock. This was a very early port day. So we did the kayaking, the beach, and the gardens all in the early morning, starting from 7:30, and we were back on the ship at 1. It was just a great day. So I want to talk very briefly about the food. Here's some sample menus, some pictures of the food we ate. We thought the food was incredible, and we also thought that the service from the staff on the ship was amazing. Our waitress in the dining room really got to know our family, got to know what the kids like. Just super fantastic service on this cruise, I thought, and excellent food. If you've never been on a cruise ship before, apparently towel animals are a big thing. I didn't know this. And one morning on the deck, they had created all these towel animals and put them on all the chairs. It's kind of amazing what they can do with towels, the different animals and creations that they can make. And then on this day as well, they offered a towel art class. So my kids and I and our friends and my sister and her family, we went and we took the class. It's surprisingly challenging to fold a towel. We made some creatures, but they really don't look as good as what the staff can make. And we tried to recreate it at home, but our towels are way too fluffy. So this is some footage showing of what the Norfolk cruise terminal looks like. This is the view from outside the bus. As you can see, they're loading everybody in here. Carnival had over 70 luxury buses with bathrooms waiting at the Norfolk terminal to made it back to Baltimore. We had purchased a faster to the fun package, which enabled us to get on the cruise ship faster and get off the cruise ship faster. So this really worked to our favor. We woke up about 5:40 a.m. About 6:15, we went into the lounge area where all the faster to the fun customers were waiting, and we got off about the ship about 7 o'clock, so that was pretty fast. They had a bunch of luxury buses lined up, a little bit of chaos with getting people on the buses, getting the luggage on, getting it loaded, but eventually we were on our way and we made it back to Baltimore by noon. So, you know, good 4 hour, right? Was it 4 hours? Yeah, about a 4-hour bus ride. It was a little rough. We had someone getting sick to their stomach on the bus with us, you know, but can't be helped if some people get car sick and stuff like that. But these kind of things are expected to happen when you travel. Nothing ever goes picture perfect. We really had a wonderful cruise, and for the most part, Carnival did a really great job of keeping us informed of the situation after the bridge collapsed. They let us know very early on we'd be going to a different port, good communication. They provided a sandwich, turkey sandwiches, and a bottle of water and a granola bar for the bus ride, which was nice to have a little bit of food to break up the trip. So all in all, kind of a crazy situation, but Carnival, I thought, handled it very well. Taking a cruise like this with teenagers, with your kids, with your extended family is really ideal because there are excursions and activities on the ship that will really appeal to everyone, and everyone can find things that they like and have those relaxing moments. So I highly recommend a cruise if you're looking for something fun to do with your family. This was a really great experience, and thanks for watching. And shout out to Carnival for making the best of a bad situation with the collapsed bridge and being so organized and coming up with a great plan. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, please subscribe to follow along with our channel.